and they're all hexproof and indestructible. This feels like a Craterhoof Behemoth inside this deck. We also have Alibu from the Precon, allows us to deal damage equal to the number of tapped artifacts we control, which is a lot generally because we have a lot of artifacts that are lands inside this deck. And then, dude, Gavel of the Righteous is crazy inside this deck because it gives a creature double strike once it has 4 counters, and for every counter on this card, it gives +1/+1. I mean, this card onto Inspirit turns Inspirit into a one-shotting commander damage commander, which feels great. Cyberdrive Awakener, which is going to be another Craterhoof Behemoth type effect. Mirror Entity we play so that we can buff the power and toughness of all of our creatures. And then my favorite is this Helm of the Host over here, because Helm of the Host allows us to make multiple copies of Inspirit, which then gives the original Inspirit hexproof and indestructible, which means that we just have this unstoppable board state. So as long as we have a counter spell to stop people from exiling our board. These cards over here in this pile are just cards that I think are generically good because sometimes people have flying blockers, and this K9 Mark 1 can make a legendary creature we control in Spirit unblockable, which feels amazing. And then we also have Memnon, which lets us cast artifact spells from top of our library. And then we have Kotori, Pilot Prodigy, which is going to give Inspirit lifelink and vigilance, which feels amazing. And then we have the Luminarch Aspirant, which feels like a mini Inspirit because it puts a +1/+1 counter on a creature we control. With this in play, we get 2 +1/+1 counters each turn, not to mention if we're proliferating, that feels great. And then we have Repurposing Bay and Oswald Fiddlebender, 2 cards that kind of act like a birthing pod so that we can sacrifice an artifact we control with mana value 3, which is abundant inside this deck, so that we can tutor for a Helm of the Host to equip this and then give our own Inspirit hexproof and indestructible. Now, the deck list is going to be inside the Discord. You can click the link inside the description to get to that.